Hey, what's up, Dynasty owners? It's your boy Jay Pounds, and we got a special video for y'all today. Um, I'm gonna be dropping the top prospects of the 2022 draft class. Oh man, I can't talk already. So if you guys are excited to hear about this, please like it. If you disagree with any of these players, think I should have put anybody else in a certain spot, order, whatever it may be, please comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, I would like it if you do so. Would really greatly appreciate it. Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss none of the videos and things like that. But again, the comments help the most. Comments and likes help the most. So, guys, I ain't gonna waste much time at all. I'm gonna show you guys a couple highlights from one. I think it's three different players. We'll hit highlights on. I'm gonna tell you the stats that they've got so far. Just the top three or four. I think I got the top three quarterbacks, top four running backs, top three wide receivers, and then one tight end for you guys. So 11 total players. This is probably not the order they're going to be drafted in by any means. That you'll probably see some flip flopping. Some kids might declare early. I'm not too sure who's all declared early. Oh, obviously nobody's declared early yet, but I'm not too sure who's all going to be declaring early. As always, you get some surprises there. But so far, this is just kind of the general census of what's going to happen. I've compiled a lot of different draft data, big boards, things like that. I've been scouring the internet for those. Watch some film on them. Again, I'm no scout. I'm not a huge film watcher. I do watch NFL film. I mean, and I don't go and watch film on college kids. I'm familiar with most of them, but not all. I shouldn't even say most. I'm probably familiar with the bigger names. The sleepers, you're not going to see any of that in this video at all, or anything like that. But other than that, guys, I think that's all I got. Let's go ahead and hop right into things. Up first, as always, you got to go with the quarterbacks. The quarterback's the most important position in sports, as you know. The number one quarterback that I have, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of disagreement with this, but I just think at the end of the day in the NFL, potential wins out. And this kid here, Malik Willis, out of Liberty University, has, in my opinion, the best talent. Um, Maybe not. He don't have the best accuracy or anything like that. The best. He's got a strong arm, very strong arm. But overall, as a prospect, somebody's going to fall in love with this kid. Somebody's going to either move up or they're already going to be that high in the draft and they're going to take this kid early. I honestly, I'd be very surprised if he went outside of the top 15. Top 10's probably more likely. Quarterback needed teams always reach it. It doesn't really matter what quarterbacks are there. They're going to reach for the top ones no matter what, it seems like. I mean, you guys remember Josh Rosen was a top 10 pick, right? Or maybe he was 11. I can't remember where he got picked, but he was a very high pick. And you seen the pick six he just threw last night. But again, with Malik Willis, I just think he's got the athleticism. He's a very, very good running quarterback. He reminds me of Josh Allen. He's got a very strong arm, not necessarily as strong as Josh Allen. And the reason I compare him to Josh Allen is because both of them had accuracy issues in college, and both of them kind of seemed to fix them. Malik Willis just seemed to fix his a little bit earlier than Josh Allen did. He's at 66.4% right now. If you guys remember, I believe Josh Allen was in the 50s his entire college career. But for Malik Willis to really step up and work on those accuracy issues and improve them as a young kid, that should be pretty telling to his work ethic, and I think that's going to sell a lot of scouts on him. Again, like I said earlier in the video, I'm no scout, so don't shoot me. I'm just giving you the top names here, and telling you what I've seen as I've gathered research on these guys. I do honestly think Malik Willis has the potential to be a future star. In the article, if you guys read that as well, I will say he should be a future star, things like that. What I'm meaning by that is they have the potential to do it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's very hard to predict NFL players, It's tough, man. As you know, GMs get fired every year. People miss all the time in the NFL, and it's funny. I was talking to Bryce about it not long ago, and just the difference in how well the NBA draft is able to draft and scout compared to the NFL is unbelievable. Like, you rarely see somebody in the second round or undrafted of the NBA make it, or not. I shouldn't say make it, but be a superstar. And you see it all the time in the NFL. And it's a tough thing to do, to predict what these players are going to end up like. After that, guys, we got the number 2 quarterback, Sam Howell. I didn't read you guys Malik Willis's stats. If I forget, I apologize. They are in the article at www.dynastyowner.com. Just go on there and look in the blog section, and you'll see all the articles from me, Steve, and Matt the Jerk, and you'll find this one. It'll be labeled something about the 2022 draft. Like I said, guys, Sam Howell, he plays for North Carolina Tar Heels. It's starting to become a football school with Mac Brown over there. His 2021 stats, he's got 191 completions, 2,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Just he's having a bit of a down year. I don't think it's going to affect his draft stock all that much. It may cause them. I mean, I guess it's going to cost you a lot of money, the further down in the first round you go. But I don't see him falling too far at the moment. PFF has him as the number 2 quarterback, so that's likely a top 10 pick. If you're the 1 or 2 quarterback in the draft, you're probably going top 10, no matter what year it is. It's just how it works anymore in the NFL. And as a freshman and sophomore, Howell was just excellent. He threw 30 touchdowns in both years to only 7 interceptions, and that, as a freshman coming into a big time college. North Carolina is obviously a big time basketball school, but they were starting to get on. Mac Brown was there, things like that. It just, that kind of pressure on you as a freshman, and for you to come out and do that is it's impressive. He's never had under 60% completion percentage in all 3 of his years so far. I mean, obviously this year isn't over, but he is still above that threshold now. So if he completes that, if he continues to stay above 60% this year, that's his entire college career he threw above that. That means he's a very, very accurate quarterback. The big knock on Howell is the system he plays in. You hear that a lot with quarterbacks, but I don't think that matters as much as it used to for some reason. I'm not really sure why it doesn't matter as much anymore, but it seems like, I guess I do know why it does, because the NFL's evolved so much into a passing league, and they're running, similar offenses as most colleges do anymore. It's, you hear the pro style offense, and I'm going to say it with the next guy. And it almost applies almost everywhere anymore. It's crazy. There's nothing too bright for the NFL to try. It's just funny how things have changed. There's no more run the ball down your throat 40 times a game and see how it goes. There's no more of that in the NFL. My comparison for Sam Howell, for my NFL comparison for Sam Howell is Baker Mayfield. And I know I trash Baker a lot, but if you put the right pieces around them, they can win. And I don't really think any of these quarterbacks are Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields this year. I do like Malik Willis quite a bit, but that's about it so far. The rest of them have serious concerns. Kenny Pickett is starting to climb leaderboards, and you'll hear me talk about him. Not much at all, but I don't have him in the top 3 yet, but he's starting to climb leaderboards. Carson Strong, guys like that, they will be there, and it just kind of depends on how things play out at the combine and the rest of this season. At number 3, we have Matt Corral. He is at 205 completions, 2,700 yards, 17 interceptions, 17 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Good God, I hope I'm not talking about somebody that threw 17 interceptions in college. No, 17-2 is a great touchdown to interception ratio. He plays under Lane Kiffin, so I'm sure he can understand a little bit more of the intricacies of the NFL playbook. I'm sure that's involved there at Ole Miss, and that's probably why he's ranked as high as he is. I'm not too impressed with him, I guess, for a lack of a better term. It just, nothing jumped out to me about him. I'm not sure. He does look, it said he runs a 4.8 in the 40. He does look a little more athletic than that. He can move around a little bit, but just, I see him being a second round, should be a second round quarterback. Any other year, we're not talking about him as a first round quarterback. I don't know if he ends up there or not. But right now, just about every major big board I looked at has him at number one. And it surprised me a lot. My NFL comparison for him is Derek Carr. Derek Carr's not a bad quarterback.